Stay humble. JustProfessor here. Every time you remember something, you're actually changing that memory. Your brain doesn't replay the past like a video. It rebuilds it from scratch. And each time you rebuild it, you add new details, remove old ones, and distort what actually happened. Your memories aren't recordings. They're reconstructions that get less accurate every time you access them. Think about a significant memory from your childhood. You've probably remembered it many times over the years. You've told the story to different people. You feel like you remember it clearly. But here's the reality. What you remember now is not what actually happened. It's a reconstruction built from fragments, influenced by every time you remembered it before, contaminated by other people's versions, and filled in with details your brain invented. Your memory isn't preserving the past. It's actively rewriting it every single time you access it, and the original is long gone. Reconstructive memory means your brain doesn't store memories as complete recordings that stay the same. Instead, memories are stored as scattered pieces, fragments of images, emotions, facts, context. When you remember something, your brain gathers these fragments and reconstructs them into a coherent memory. But this reconstruction process is imperfect. Your brain fills gaps with assumptions, adds details from other memories, incorporates information you learned later, and adjusts everything to fit your current beliefs and emotions. This happens because storing complete detailed recordings of everything you experience would require impossible amounts of brain capacity. Instead, your brain stores the essential elements and rebuilds memories when needed. The problem is, the rebuilding process isn't accurate. It's constructive. Your brain is creating a memory that makes sense and feels complete, not accurately reproducing what happened. The bigger problem is that each reconstruction becomes the new memory. The next time you remember this event, you're not accessing the original experience. You're accessing your last reconstruction of it. With each remembering, the memory drifts further from reality. Details change. The emphasis shifts. New elements appear. Old elements disappear. Your most vivid, frequently recalled memories are often the most distorted because they've been reconstructed the most times. Let me show you how this ruins memory reliability. Eyewitness testimony is the most serious example. Someone witnesses a crime. They remember it as clearly as they can and tell police what they saw. But that act of remembering and describing is already reconstructing and potentially changing the memory. Then they're questioned multiple times. Each time they tell the story, they reconstruct it again, and the memory shifts slightly. Leading questions add suggestions that get incorporated. Media coverage provides details that contaminate the memory. By trial time, what they remember with absolute certainty might be substantially different from what they actually saw. Family stories demonstrate reconstruction perfectly. Something happens in your family. Over the years, the story gets told repeatedly. Each telling is a reconstruction influenced by who's telling it, who's listening, what got emphasized last time, what details people reacted to. Eventually, the family story might be quite different from what actually happened, but everyone remembers the reconstructed version as truth. Details get added, sequences change, motivations get reinterpreted. The reconstruction becomes the reality. Personal memories get reconstructed based on your current self-concept. If you see yourself as confident now, you might reconstruct past memories to show yourself as more confident than you actually were. If you're in a happy relationship, you reconstruct memories of meeting your partner as more romantic than they seemed at the time. Your present colors, your reconstruction of the past, making memories fit your current narrative about yourself. Emotional memories are especially prone to reconstruction. Something traumatic or emotionally significant happens. Each time you remember it, you're reconstructing it through your current emotional lens and understanding. The meaning and significance might change. Details that seemed important then might fade. Details that seem important now might get emphasized even if they were barely noticed during the original event. The memory reconstructs to match your current processing of the emotion. Photographs and videos influence reconstruction in interesting ways. You look at a photo from an event. The photo shows certain details. When you reconstruct your memory of the event, you incorporate details from the photo, and you can't tell anymore which details you actually remember from experience versus details you got from the photo. The photo becomes part of the reconstruction, not just a reminder of what happened. Suggestion affects reconstruction powerfully. Someone tells you something about an event you experienced. Remember when it was raining? When it actually wasn't raining. Next time you reconstruct that memory, rain might be incorporated. You'll remember it raining, not because it did, but because the suggestion got built into your reconstruction. This is how false memories form, through repeated reconstruction incorporating suggested details. Expectations shape reconstruction heavily. If you expect something to happen a certain way, your reconstruction will tend to align with those expectations. Details that fit your expectations get emphasized or invented. Details that contradict expectations get minimized or omitted. Your reconstruction creates a memory that makes sense to you, whether or not it's what actually happened. So, how do you deal with reconstructive memory when every act of remembering potentially corrupts the memory? First, accept that your memories are not accurate recordings. Stop treating confident, clear memories as definitely true. They feel true, but reconstructive memory means they might be substantially different from what actually happened. Confidence doesn't equal accuracy in memory. Second, minimize reconstructions when accuracy matters. If you experience something you might need to remember accurately later, write down your account immediately before you've reconstructed it multiple times. The first recall is most likely to be accurate. Each subsequent reconstruction adds more distortion. Third, avoid discussing important memories before you need to recall them officially. Every conversation is a reconstruction opportunity. If you're going to testify about something or need accurate recall, don't rehearse the story repeatedly beforehand. Each telling changes it. Fourth, look for corroborating evidence rather than trusting memory alone. Photos, videos, documents, other people's independent accounts. These provide checks against reconstruction errors. If your memory conflicts with evidence, the evidence is probably more reliable. Fifth, be aware of how current state affects reconstruction. If you're remembering something while in a particular emotional state or with particular beliefs, recognize that your current state is influencing the reconstruction. Try to account for this bias. Sixth, question vivid, detailed memories. Counterintuitively, very vivid memories are often the ones that have been reconstructed most frequently, which means they've had the most opportunities to drift from reality. Don't assume vivid equals accurate. Reconstructive memory means your brain is constantly rewriting your past. Every time you remember something, you're not accessing a stored recording. You're rebuilding the memory from fragments, filling in gaps, and creating a coherent narrative. This reconstruction incorporates suggestions, expectations, current emotions, and information learned after the fact. The result is that your memories change over time, drifting further from what actually happened with each remembering. This isn't a flaw you can fix. It's how memory fundamentally works. Your brain can't store complete recordings of everything, so it stores pieces and reconstructs when needed. But reconstruction is imperfect and malleable. Your most cherished, frequently remembered memories are likely the most distorted because they've been reconstructed the most. Understanding reconstructive memory makes you appropriately humble about what you claim to remember. It helps you recognize that confident, detailed memories might be largely fictional. It makes you more willing to accept evidence that contradicts your memory. And it makes you more careful about situations where memory accuracy actually matters. The next time you remember something clearly and vividly, remember that what you're experiencing is a reconstruction, not a recording. It feels real and true, but it's been rebuilt from fragments and modified by every previous remembering. Your brain is an author creating a plausible story about your past, not a video player showing you what actually happened. Know this, accept this, and stop treating your memories as infallible records of truth. Subscribe to discover more ways your memory is reconstructing and distorting your past.